Thank you, Madam Chair. Before I begin my remarks, I'd like to ask for unanimous consent to enter into the record a letter of support for my bill, H.R. 2907, the Global Investment in American Jobs Act. The letter is from the Global Business Alliance.
Without objection. So ordered.
Thank you, Chair Schakowsky and Ranking Member Bilirakis for holding this hearing, and thank you to all the witnesses today for the time you've taken and the testimony you've given. Grow manufacturing jobs, we need a welcoming business environment for companies to invest in American innovation and, of course, ingenuity. One opportunity we are discussing today is foreign direct investment, a key driver for jobs in the state of Indiana. In my own hometown, we have Toyota, Clausen, Enkai, and across my district, we have Honda and Subaru and other companies. Over 215,000 Hoosiers are employed as direct result of international investment, half of which is in the manufacturing sector. That is why I introduced the Bipartisan Global Investment in American Jobs Act with my colleague, Congressman Bobby Rush, to ensure that the U.S. remains a premier destination to invest, innovate, hire, and manufacture. This legislation would review the attractiveness of foreign investment into the U.S. and identify bureaucratic barriers, which we've discussed is an issue, that are holding back American competitiveness. Earlier this year, I urged the Secretary of Commerce to help us prioritize foreign direct investment. I'm encouraged and report to you today the Secretary committed to working with us to advance this bipartisan legislation. While I applaud the discussion today on addressing long-term strategies to improve our domestic manufacturing sector, we need to consider the underlying issues we are already dealing with today. Supply chains that are reliant on adversarial countries like China face steep delays and increased costs for necessary production materials. I will continue to champion initiatives to improve opportunities for manufacturing investment into the U.S. But before solving long-term outlooks, we need to address issues that are already facing U.S. consumers and producers right now. We saw some of the information that came out today from the government. Mr. Linscomb, over the past year, the impact of inflation and supply chain disruptions are affecting both supply and demand in the market, as we've said. Month after month, job reports are indicating poor economic growth, as we all know. I'm concerned that we may be moving forward without accurately identifying the real cause of the problems in our economy. In your opinion, and here's a number of questions, do we have an accurate understanding of the underlying economic factors affecting PPI, CPI, labor shortages, and supply disruptions? What if we are misidentifying the problem? What if the real issue is prolonged demand destruction and supply pricing manipulation by China in an OPEC-like model?
Thank you, Congressman. It's a complex question. I would just say that I'm not very concerned about PPI and CPI, quite frankly. I am more concerned about labor shortages and what's causing that. It seems to me that has been a natural assumption, by myself included, that everybody who was in the labor force pre-pandemic is going to be in the labor force now. And it really doesn't seem like that's the case. And it seems that for whatever reason it is, whether it is early retirements or change in lifestyle or geographic mismatch or government payments that have given people the financial comfort and stability to stay home, it doesn't matter. But what it does appear to be the case is fewer workers now available.
What if the jobs are disappearing as well? Like you've been to restaurants, they've reduced their hour, the number of seating. What if the jobs are actually disappearing as well because of demand? I'm concerned that demand is causing a lot of these problems, the reduction in demand. China may not be producing as much. Have we looked at that?
Not that I'm aware of, Congressman.
With that, I'm running out of time, and I wish I had more time to talk to you about it. Thank you again for holding this hearing. I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. We